Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I am author Lawana Kelly, and I have my co host will be in shortly, author Barbara Moss, and we have a special guest, guys. And I will introduce my guest when he come in. And today's topic is looking for love in all the wrong places. Have you ever been there? Please like, share, and comment. Let's get this topic hot. Let's help people that has been looking for love in all the wrong places. Let's share your experiences. Let's talk about your experiences looking for love in all the wrong places. Hold on, I gotta add my guest. When you love many people. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Welcome in, Barbara Moss. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Hope you are.
Yes, yes.
How's everyone doing today?
Hi, Arthur Moss. Could you introduce yourself while I try to get my guests logged in?
Yes. Hi, my name is Barbara Moss. I am the author of From Pillar to Post. Now I'm standing. It is my life's testimony. Um, I started writing the book when I was 13 years old and finally finished it when 31 years later. It is my life's testimony. Sometimes we go through things and don't understand why, but God showed me that those storms that He brought me through weren't necessarily for me, but to help somebody else that wasn't as strong in their faith get through. So the book is available at Amazon, but I prefer that you inbox me and I will get you an autographed signed copy sent to you. Um, yeah, just inbox me here on Facebook or uh, at BAMOSS37 at yahoo.com.
Okay, great, great. And I am author Lawana Kelly, the author of Damaged Crown Still Shine, and the author of Fix Your Crown. You can find my book at www.lawanakelly.com. I would like to introduce you all to my special guest, our special guest, my husband, my best friend, the apple of my eye. Okay. My husband, chosen one, chosen. Chosen, would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, welcome, guys. Yes, I'm chosen, one chosen, and I like to chime in on this topic that we have, looking for love in all the wrong places. I'm very excited to talk about it. I have experienced this, and I have talked to people that experienced the same thing. So I'm excited to get in it, and I'm ready to get in. But one of the things I want to let you guys know, I think my volume is really low, and I'm not sure why.
We can hear you very well. I can hear you good. Could you hear him,
I
Barb?
can answer.
Barely
Yes.
hear. Oh, I don't know what's going on?
Is the speaker bottom part of your speaker covered up?
Say again.
Is the bottom part of your speaker covered up?
Hold on.
Okay, he got to go. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Please hold on.
Yes, so a disclaimer before we get on. Luana and I are both authors. We are not clinical physicians, clinicians, counselors, none of that. We come to you um, as people who have gone through a trial or two in our life, people that God has brought through a trial or two in our life. We don't hold any technical degrees, but what are those degrees that we do hold, Luana?
We hold degrees and experiences. The things that we have experienced and we overcame, we got through or going through. We are experienced degree holders.
We graduated from the University of Life.
Yes, yes, experiences. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Our special guest, he will have his. Could you? Okay, please hold on.
Yeah, so in order to really be able to understand where we're coming from, we highly encourage you to purchase the books. These topics that we're talking about here in A Safe Place to Heal come from our books. Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places, both Luana and I have experienced that at different degrees in life. But we encourage you, in order to be able to keep up with us, is to purchase the books. There's a little bit of everything in there for everybody. Um, like I said, we've come through these experiences. God has brought us through these experiences so that we can today help those that have gone through similar experiences heal. That's why we call this a safe place to heal, because we want to help. We want to share our testimonies because it's hard when you're going through, especially when you think that you're the only one going through, but life teaches us, God has taught us that, like I said, some of these storms that He brought us through aren't for us, but to help somebody else get through those difficult storms.
Yes, yes. So I believe that we could go ahead and start the.
Okay.
I was helping him with some technical difficulties because he can't. His speaker, he couldn't hear. Okay, I don't know. All right, so we're looking for love in all the wrong places. Um, I can just share some of my experiences. What made me start looking for love in all the wrong places after experiencing trauma. I hear an echo. Experiencing trauma. I hear an echo. Okay. Um. So the experience that what made me start looking for love in all the wrong places, I'm going to say after trauma, I was looking all the wrong places for motherly love, siblings love, um, love. I guess a special guest had to leave because he had technical difficulties. But however, I found that's when I found myself start looking to be embraced because I didn't come from a family of hugs and kisses and I love you type of situations. My father, he was the loving type person, and he the one taught me love. He was my first love. He taught me what love's supposed to be from people or men or whatever. But however, you still need help. Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But however, I was looking for love in all the wrong places with my father. With wanting my mother's love, and I say, as a young lady, I lost my father at the age of 19 years old, and I was looking for that love. And this is when I became looking into men for love, looking for attention, looking for love in all the wrong places. I could never get a man to love me like my father did. Um, uh, okay, hold on. I got messages here. Oh, boy. Hello, hello, family. I can hear him loud and clear. Hello, thank you for coming in, coming in. Thank you. Um, oh my God. Barb, would you like to go ahead and start? Cause
Yes.
yeah.
So, looking for love in all the wrong places for me came as a child witnessing domestic violence in the home. Um, I had a womanizing father who used women, beat women, and uh, in watching him with these women in my life, a couple of them were bonus mothers to me. But in watching the way that he acted, watching the way that he treated women, um, had me wondering what love was actually supposed to be. So, what I came up with in my head as a young child, not knowing any better, was that I always wanted to be the person a man cheated with and not the one that he cheated on. Because in my immature mind, it meant that if you cheated with me, it meant that you loved me because he that man would take me places, do things with me, shower me with gifts and love and affection. And if I was the one that he cheated on, it meant that I was going to get a beat down.
Mm,
It meant that I was going to get mistreated and then, accused of doing something that I wasn't doing, um, and just, treated badly. So that's the mindset that I had. So I went looking for love in boys, in men, many times married men or men that belonged to somebody else. I also looked for it because I craved it. I wanted the attention.
uh-huh.
I craved the way that it made me feel when somebody looked at me and um, said something to me or complimented me. So I craved it, and
So,
I,
so would you say that after a traumatic experience you had, that's when you didn't was looking for love in all the wrong places. You did not care who it hurt at that time.
I did. I did because at that time I was looking out for me, and unfortunately, um, I went to places in my mind where I would get that high immediately because it was something that felt good to me.
Mhm.
So, I found it in alcohol, and that alcohol made my inhibitions just flow. The drugs that I used to take whenever I was modeling, the attention that it gave me made me feel wonderful and euphoric, but like anything that gives you a rush,
Mhm.
you end up crashing.
Yeah.
And when I crash, I would crash hard. And it wasn't until I found unconditional love that I knew that I had been looking for love in all the wrong places. And that unconditional love
At what
came.
point? At what point in your life do you think you realized that you was looking for love in all the wrong places?
Ooh, I was halfway into my marriage of 30 plus years.
Mhm.
So about year 15, so I would have been 25, 35, or in my early 40s,
Mhm.
before I figured out what true love was, what unconditional love was.
Mhm.
And that love I found in Jesus Christ.
Amen.
When I learned that He loved me unconditionally, just the way that I was, flaws and all, I learned how to love me.
Mhm.
And, that's a lesson that we learn every day, because sometimes I can only speak for myself, but sometimes I don't like me,
Mhm.
but I love me. It's important to me. And I have this ritual that I do. I look in the mirror every morning and I tell myself, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes it's hard to love yourself, but how can we, as people,
Mm-hmm.
want to be loved unconditionally, want to be loved the way that we deserve, lest we love ourselves?
That's it.
And that's a hard pill to swallow. So I did. I looked for love in all the wrong places. And at the time, I didn't care where I found it. I was looking for that high. I was looking for that euphoria,
Mm-hmm.
that comes with the chills up and down my spine whenever someone looked at me or talked to me or, you know, just treated me the way that I felt I wanted to be treated at the time, but it
We
never
have
really meant anything.
the message is I'm still learning to love myself after being so hard on myself for years. It's truly a process. Yes, it is truly a process. And
It,
a lot of women, a lot of us go through not loving ourselves, but want somebody else to love us. Some people had that desire to look into married men or men that's in a relationship. Why married men? I'm thinking that they think um, they don't have to be obligated to that person because once they
right,
get done with that person, spend his money and let him wine and dine, he can go back home to his wife until I need him again. I
right.
per se never said that. I mean, I never dealt with a married man, um, but I didn't dealt with men that was in relationships. I wanted that tension and that love, and I guess we do things at all costs. It just doesn't matter who we hurt. And then it's not only looking for love in the wrong places in a man. We looking for that motherly love, that fatherly love,
That's
that
right.
brotherly love, that sisterly love, that child to love me. You know, so we look for love and do things and get the wrong intention, but we have a tendency to keep going after that same thing. Now, okay, we messed up in that situation already. Why are we gonna go back in another situation and do it again?
Yeah, because it's known, it's comfortable to us.
It's learned behavior, would you say?
Yeah,
It's
yes, it
learned
is.
behavior. And I can just reflect back on my life and look at that. I really wanted to be loved till I made the lady across the street from me my mother, made the man across the street my father, made my next door neighbors brothers and sisters. It's like, but I just never knew all I needed that whole time was God.
That's it. That's
All
it.
I needed was Him. I didn't need nobody else but Him, but I didn't know no better.
Yeah. And
I
that's something that we don't learn, as some of us don't learn that as young kids, like I said, for me, it came in my late 30s, early 40s. I've always known who Christ was, but didn't know how unconditional his love was. I didn't know that he loved me so much that he pulled me out of the murk and mire, I was dirty. I was dirty, but he still loved me.
right, and I think at all costs we will use our body,
Yes.
our money, our time. What else I can
Our
think?
talents.
Our talents. We will use that for everybody else but ourselves.
Yeah.
My giving you my body. My husband had a conversation yesterday of um look buying love because it all
Hmm.
plays together. Buying love, looking for love in all the wrong places. I used to want this guy. I'm gonna speak on this guy. I wanted this guy so bad. I was buying him Jordan gym shoes. I was buying him clothes. I was literally buying his love, trying to buy his love. But
Right.
after he got me for a certain amount of money and got a brand new car out of me,
Whew.
he said, "You ain't got that part in the book, but okay." And it's like he said, "I know you want a man. I know you want to be married, but he is not me. He was like, I'm preparing you for your husband, but I'm not your husband. And I
Ooh,
felt so crushed. I mean, men with some men, I wish my husband could get in there. Charlton, you got to come in here. Cause see, the thing about it is that uh a man we a woman will want a man so bad and they will go to any extreme to get him. Just to have
yeah,
to
yeah.
use him. I remember I wanted my husband so bad. I paid for 2 engines in his truck. I was buying him Nikes. I was doing whatever it took, even when I lost my home. And
Wow.
I talk about in the book, I lost my home, I lost my car, I lost my job, I lost all my finances. So at all costs, I had went on a dating site, found this guy that was married, but I needed a place to stay. So what he did was him and his wife moved to another house because he was buying another house anyway, and he was about to rent his house out. I had to do whatever it take at all costs to
Keep that house.
keep a roof over my head.
Hmm.
And then loving somebody, no, using somebody that you don't love. I put that in my book. It's called Situationship,
Ooh,
where it was an older guy. He was probably 12, 14 years older than me. The money was good. The money was good, but the time and the love in him was like, ugh. But I had to stick in it because I needed something. I needed the money. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do some things that I didn't. Whew, I had to do some things, and a lot of us women, we done did it. We done some things that we
yeah,
look back over our life and kind of regret it.
yeah. We compromise ourselves.
And then I was in a situation when I was loving 2 men at one time because I had a need there and I had a need there. So I stuck in that until my husband came along. My husband was one of the dudes in the situation. He said, "No, everything about around here about to change. We're going to get married." I'm like, "Boy, bye." No, he said, "No, we're going to get married tomorrow." I'm like brushing him off, but we end up getting married and all that other stuff had to cut out. But we will sacrifice, especially when we got children. We got to keep we got to keep lights, gas, water on. We got to do whatever it take at all costs. But does it make it right?
Mm-mm.
Doesn't make it right.
Mm.
Using people, hurting people, taking advantage of people. We're doing whatever it takes. Cause hurt people do what?
Hurt people.
Hurt people. Hurt people. Hurt people. So a sister was hurting. So she didn't care what she had to do.
Right.
One thing I give myself some credit for, I didn't let my children see it. Whatever I did, it was behind closed
Closed
doors.
door.
When they
Hmm.
were in school, I had my fun, or when they went to my mom's house or went somewhere to spend a night. I ain't gonna say somewhere because my kids didn't go any and everywhere. But when they went to their dad's house, put it like that. Um, I did what I wanted to do, and because the lady told me, "Don't you do," because she knew I was doing. One of my neighbors, she was the older lady, and called me out. She said, "Don't ever do something today and feel bad about it tomorrow. Whatever you do."
Hmm.
And that always stuck in here. And I was in my 20s when she told me that. Don't do something today that you're gonna feel bad about tomorrow. And one more thing she told me to do is said, she said, if a man can't take you to a hotel, you don't need to be with him. But if he take you to a motel, you definitely don't be with him if he take you to a motel. A hotel is more respectful. She said, when you lay your head at, you don't do nothing. When you lay your head at. So I was a 21-year-old homeowner. Okay? 21 years old. And I had the older women around me. They were speaking to my life. If they see me do something wrong, they will get on me. But
Hmm.
but looking for love in all the wrong places, we would do the darndest things at all costs
Yeah,
and don't care who we hurt in the process.
that's it. That's it. And buying a man's love and giving a man exactly what he wants makes us feel loved. unfortunately. We get into situations where um, we talk over the phone, or, we video chat, and, we promise each other things, but when you're hurting, when you long to be loved, you sometimes compromise your morals, and
Mhm.
it's because of that lack of self-esteem, is because of that lack of love for yourself. That's why I make it a point to look myself in the mirror every day and say, I love you. Because if I don't, what happens is I feel as if no one loves me. So I go and I put myself in positions
Mhm.
unwantingly, and compromise everything that I have in me, So the first thing we've got to do, and I say this, I think I've said this in every live that we've had. We've got to learn how to forgive ourselves and how to love ourselves.
That's it. That's it. And that's what a lot of us struggle with is loving us first. We feel like we get nobody is never going to love you the way you love you. Nobody's
Right.
never going to treat you the way you treat you. And the thing about it is watch how you treat your children and
Yes.
your loved ones and your mates around other people because they're going to treat them accordingly. I know some people that don't have no respect for their husbands, and their family and friends treat their husband the same way they treat them. You gotta watch what you do on how when you're treating people. But I mean, people find love in drugs. People
Yes.
find love in alcohol and sex and money. The love is basically we really looking for love in all the wrong places.
All the wrong places.
And
All
so
the wrong
we
places.
we have to get ourselves in a situation where we loving ourselves.
So let me ask you this question, Luana. Have
Sure.
you found the love that you were looking for?
Have I found love?
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I have.
That's awesome. That's
And, and,
awesome.
and the love I'm looking for, I know you would think I would say my husband is God first.
Yes. Yes.
God is the
God
head.
first.
God is first. My husband, then my children. But God is first. And my thing is that the reason why I love my husband because his faith and he chasing God. He following God. He stay prayed up and he take care of himself and he loved me like Jesus loved the church. Okay.
That's all right. And
And
that's what we look for.
yeah, and he truly, truly loved me. I'm gonna make him come in here and he gonna have to get a stool and sit in here and talk too. But yeah, so yes I have. Ha-
Good.
But
Good.
have you found your love?
Listen, I found the love of Jesus like you. Um, and I found how to love myself. And in that, um, as far as a spouse, I'm going to let God put that in my place,
Mhm.
because the Bible tells us a man who findeth the wife findeth good things. So I'm not looking. God's putting me out there for somebody, you
And
know?
we mess up at too, Bob. It's
Yeah.
women, they thinking that they supposed to find a good thing, but it don't work that way.
No,
And I
no.
say my husband found me. He found me. Now, mind you, I thought I found my love a long, long, long
Hmm.
time ago, but it was men. And some women with trauma, it's men at the man at the man at the man at the man. I promise you, I had a little class about myself. I'm gonna say a little class about myself. But I just thank God that I didn't have to. He found me. But Barbara, I see that you got a chapter in your book that called
Yes.
"Looking
Looking
for Love in All the Wrong Places."
all the wrong
Her book
places.
from pillar to post. Now I'm standing. You can find her book on Amazon or DM her because she can copy, sign, autograph your books and send them to you herself. But yeah, I was reading this chapter and I see that you know, so would you consider yourself having daddy issues or mommy issues?
I had both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, I had both because um, my father raised me with
Mm-hmm.
several bonus mothers, and my birth mother lived 50 miles away, but I didn't get to meet her until I was 18 years old. So from a child, I longed for that love of a mother. And all I ever wanted to do was be a mommy so that I could love somebody unconditionally. You know, several years later, I finally got that. God finally blessed me with somebody who will love me unconditionally, and somebody that I can love with my whole heart, and that's my son. So I'm grateful for him, and he's blessed me with somebody else I can love, my little grandbaby.
Right, right.
And that's a beautiful love. But yeah, my issues stem from both my parents,
I
the lack of love and affection.
I believe that I had mommy issues. Since our special guest could not come in, I'm gonna share the screen with him.
All right.
Oh man, you gonna have you ain't gonna okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so okay. So everyone, this is my husband. This is our special guest, chosen one, chosen, coach chosen. He's a coach, a life coach. So can you drop some gems on looking for love in all the wrong places?
Um, Looking for love in all the wrong places. Wow, I've been there. As far as looking for love, as far as with people. As far
She said,
as
welcome, brother chosen.
oh, thank you. Yes,
Let's lift me up.
thank you. Yes, unfortunately, I look forward when my mother had passed away at an early age, and I wasn't that aware of looking for love in all the wrong places. I was just looking for love. And some of us do that. We don't know that it's the wrong place. We have to go through a transition in life and we find out that ultimately it was the wrong place. But at the time of looking, it don't appear to be the wrong place. And I say that because of family. I was looking for love in family. I was looking for love in relationship, just being compassionate, somebody to embrace me during those times that I was going through, and not knowing that it wouldn't work, because ultimately, as we say, it was the wrong place. So, yeah, at the time of we're not conscious of what we're doing. We're
Right.
acting off of emotions and feelings. That's where we're coming from. We're not using any thought process. Right? We're just using all feelings at this point.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so the question is, have you found the love that you're looking
Have I found that? Absolutely. Yes. I'm sitting here with her. Yes, I have. I'm sitting here, and not only that, the ultimate love I found was God. When I
Amen.
was, decipher what was real love, and when I found God, I knew that was the answer of real love. That's looking for love in the right places. I thank God that I was searching at that time as I learned. I was looking in the right places. I began to, read scriptures. I began to put myself around good, positive people, role models. At that time, I learned how they led, to Jesus, where I really had a personal relationship with Him, and found out that that was the true love.
Barbara, do you got any questions for chosen?
That's what I was going to ask, So we know you found it in God and then in your wife, and it's working for you. What would you tell a young man or a young woman who is out here struggling? You see them jumping from one woman to another or one man to another, even your children now, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them knowing what you know now about looking for love in all the wrong places?
I would, good question. Thank you for asking. I would tell them to be patient. And that's what I've learned love is patience. I would tell them to be patient with the person, whether you're in a relationship or either family. You'll learn down the line, do they really love you, through patience, and time will show you that. So just be patient with people, and they will end up showing you if they really love you. Or, far as when you're looking for love, just be patient. Also, when you're out there looking, don't just be looking because of emotions and feelings and things like that, because we're based on that, and we are much more than just feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? So I just say, just be patient.
Okay, I have a question for you, sir.
Mhm.
Have you experienced a woman buying your love? What do you think about buying love? I want to know from the vulnerable points in your life when you was just a player or doing your thing versus women when you start being more mature, buying love
Now, you're saying that in terms of, buying love.
from a man. Yes,
Okay.
just like I tried to do with you early on, I was buying your love.
Okay. Um, I think it's a benefit on both sides. Is it a positive benefit for the man that's getting the material things and love? No. But there's a benefit for the woman because she wants compassion, she wants love, and things like that. Is it the right? No. I was not in a good place in my life, and I'll tell you that even when women was buying my love, I still at that time was looking for love in the wrong. Even when they're buying my love, and trying to find somebody that would love me without having to buy me, and that's
Mm,
the part I was dealing with. So
mm,
yeah, and ultimately the thing that happened, with me and you, as I was, seeing me, and I seen that, now, no, it's not. You're worth more than money. You're worth more than material things. Your love is stronger than anything that you can give somebody, and that's the reason why you have to know your value, know your worth. That you are enough for somebody. You are enough for your family, your friends, whether your spouse, that you are more than enough.
yeah. And so, go ahead, Barbara. You
I was
got
going to say, and that's big, your understanding and letting a person know that they're more than enough, because when they come from a place, from a broken place, and they have been purchasing love and buying love, whether it's for family or whether it's for friends or whether it's a man, you know, um, letting them know that regardless of what you try to purchase, you're enough.
we have a comment. It says like spending money on a man or getting pregnant to keep the man, baby. That's
Woo.
good. That's deep. Because you know what?
Yeah.
There's a lot of women I have seen had babies by a man to keep that man. And that's looking for love in all the wrong places, baby. Because what if the man don't stay and you stuck with the baby? First thing you want to do is I'm on child support. We got to say that about that, Mr. Joseph.
We've learned that a baby don't keep a relationship together. It don't keep people together between that. Ultimately, it creates conflict, and the man end up being thrown out. Either she throw him out for whatever reason, or he leave. Baby don't keep you there, and that's one of the things
That's
that
right.
love in the wrong places. I think it's a thing of hurting someone and hurting people when we start to use the kids, pond and things like that, get to hurt one another. Ultimately,
Hmm.
get hurt in the middle of it. So
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow, that was a deep comment. Yeah, that is so true. I see women thinking that man, that baby gonna keep that man, and then you find out. 5, 10 years, that man wasn't even worth the baby or the well, not worth the baby, but worth the fight. I ain't gonna say that because our babies are precious, no matter who we have. Our babies are precious. We love our kids unconditionally, but don't try to be with somebody with a condition because of the money,
Right.
because of
Right.
the good sex in bed, because of
Right.
what they have to offer. You don't be with a person because of that. That's not right. And
No.
that's part of
Because,
looking for love. Huh?
yeah, because what happens when the money runs out? What happens when the body stops working? What happens when life happens? There you are, two people stuck in this place, and what for? Because you bought his love or he bought your love, and now you're just sitting there looking at each other,
That's why
filing for a divorce.
you can't be with people and hoping they're gonna change when they're no good. Because
Right.
if they no good when you're trying to get them, 5, 10 years from now they're not gonna change because that's what they are. My husband always say this that uh when the first time they show you who they are, believe them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's my Angelo. I think that is her quote. You know, when they show you who you are, believe them, because some people will show you, and everybody don't change. And one thing you can't do is change nobody. You can't change your mama and make her better mom
That's right.
because her unhealed trauma. You can't change a father to be a better father because his unhealed trauma. You cannot change a man to think because of his unhealed trauma. You cannot change nobody.
No.
But
No.
looking for love in the wrong places, it stems from a lot of stuff across the board. You don't even have to go through trauma to look for love in all the wrong places.
Right. Right. That's so true. So, chosen, how would you close this out? Looking for love in all the wrong places. What is your takeaway from a man's perspective?
Oh, oh, wow. I mean, at the time when you feel like that you're vulnerable, and that's the most, time when people are looking for love in the wrong place, we become vulnerable. And at the time that you're looking, you probably have either been through trauma or going through it time, and you're looking for some type of comfort, and you're willing to pay for it, you're willing to go that distance and that mile to be able to get that, and no matter what the cost is, you want that relief, you want to be able to
Right.
feel that love because of what you're going through. But I tell you this though, for the ones that is watching, if you are going through that and you're looking for love, you got to heal yourself before you start to begin to look, so that you understand your value and know who you are as a person. So when you do go out, your standards will be high. You're gonna look for somebody that's gonna appreciate you, who you are, and not what you have. So
Not what
I
you
think
have.
that's just important there to just heal yourself.
Yeah. That's an awesome takeaway. Heal yourself and love you.
That's
Because you're right. Because we can't expect anybody to love us unless we love ourselves.
that's it. And there's so many of us out here depressed, down, sad, want to unalive ourselves because we can't have that man or we can't
Yeah.
have that woman. It make you a bitter person because you
Yeah.
can't have that man or can't have that woman or can't be
Yeah.
loved the way you want to be loved.
Yeah.
And it steals from so many people are stuck in their past relationships because they was
Yeah.
looking for love in all the wrong places and not don't want to get unstuck to find true love. I thank God that I was not a bitter person. I'm a better person. That's the only way I can love this man with everything I got is because I'm healed.
Yes.
Did not stay stuck. Yes, I experienced looking for love in all the wrong places, buying love, going broke for a man. I mean, I wanted to be loved that bad. And one thing about me and my husband, we speak about our past and be very vulnerable and be able to respect each other, talking about our past relationships and situations because we using it to help other people. My husband's chosen platform is on grief and loss. My platform is trauma. What's your platform?
I'm just out here
Experience.
loving, teaching people how to love.
Experience. Teach people how to love. So everybody's platform is different, but it all works together. That's why you will see us collaborating. That's why you will see us speaking and talking on different levels because we all have experienced something. We all, especially starting 2020. She said, we have a comment. I'm sorry. This is a very good topic. Would you like to ask any questions, Miss Brenda? Yes, the looking for love in all the wrong places. I think we're gonna have to make some. You think we need to
Part
do
two,
it? Yeah,
definitely. Because
Thursday.
there's so much more into it, you know. There's so much more that we can delve into it and peel back those layers of the onion because we've got to first know where it stems from, you know, in order to be able to heal.
Mm. Okay,
It's
hold on. The other message said, "What about single people looking for men or women that are already married?" Oh, yes, Mr. Kelly. Mr. Chosen, answer that question.
well, I wanted to
Oh,
I'll get to that question, but I wanted to go off of what Barbara said as far as to peel back the onion to get to the layers of why we do what we do. And one of the things that just start off with this, and this is when you get to the core of the onion, is that you, like I say, not just the healing part, but you got to love yourself.
Yes,
That's the core of the onion right there. You have, and then now everything else is coming out of it. The blossom, the love is going to create everything that comes around it. And when you don't love yourself, you don't value yourself. So now you're looking for anything. People that women have told you that they sit in dope houses, been in sitting in the alley with a man, and running drugs for him, and she was much more than that, but she didn't love herself enough.
yeah,
Any woman that has self-esteem and things
would
like
you
that,
move closer? They can't hear you.
they're not going to sit in the alley with a man, or they're not being a drug house and things like that. Once she find her value and know who she are, who she is, and what she's worth, she's not going to do that. So if
right,
she knew how much value she had, loved herself, that's the core. You wouldn't find yourself in these places, and that's just
right,
for that right there.
yes.
So, Brenda asks, "What about single people looking for men or women that are married? They are hurt. They don't know their worth. They don't know they valuable, and that's when I talk about the hurt people that don't care what they do at all costs.
Yeah,
Long as they being satisfied in the moment. It don't make it right. No, no. Single women to want a married man or a married woman. And it's just like they don't have any morals. Some people is okay with it, and it's not always the woman or the man's fault. It's the person fault that's married. Should know better as well. They should know better as well.
well, that's on both parts. They both should know better, you
Yeah.
know, but because our self-esteem is so low, and I'm only speaking for myself, and wanted somebody but didn't want to be that one that the person cheated on, because that to me meant something traumatic, you know. So let me be the secret lover over here, and that doesn't do anything but hurt you in the end. But let me tell you, when the Bible says we reap what we sow,
Man.
believe it, we reap what we sow. I Because of what I did, because of how I hurt multiple women, and did things that I knew better. I knew better. I was young. I can't say that I was dumb. I knew better.
Hmm.
But protecting myself, you know, I did things that I shouldn't have, that I apologized for,
Hmm.
and went to God and begged Him for forgiveness. You know, when I realized.
Do you
Um,
know? Do you know anybody that did that or experienced? I mean, that the what goes around comes around. Do you know anybody that dealt with it in their marriage after they done done it in someone else's marriage?
I'm talking about me.
Oh,
You know, I dealt with it because when it came back to me hard. You
mm,
know, because I had done it to several people. I found myself in a position where I was the one that was being cheated on. You
oh,
know, and he actually left for her
wow.
to be with her and still loved her until the day I finally said, I am enough and I don't deserve this, and left,
Mm,
you know? So it's we can't say we don't know. We know better. We
yeah.
know better. We just have to
Do better.
ask God for forgiveness, don't do it again, and keep it moving. You know, God will give us who He chooses for us. And it's because we go out there and we start picking and choosing that we get in trouble. You know, we
Right.
as women don't need to be looking. It's the man who's going to find a good thing in a wife. We just need to prepare
I,
ourselves to be that wife.
mm, yeah.
And
Wow.
collaborate on that before you move
You got to
on.
speak up because can't nobody hear you,
Okay.
sir.
You know, I think sometimes wrong is wrong. We want to make sure that we know that, right? But I think about, I try to go outside the box. And I think from talking to a couple people that was looking at somebody else's marriage, that the perspective that I got from that is that they were looking for something already established.
Mm,
Understand what I'm saying? So they didn't know how to establish what they had. They didn't know how to build this. And by the
Hmm.
man being in this and he's already established, he showed that young lady the stability and what he has, and that's what she has. You know, so she didn't want to work to get to this point. She just wanted to be like born with a silver spoon. So she wanted to be able to just get into this marriage and have everything that his wife has. You know what I'm saying? And not probably really love him, but just want this family. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's the case. You know, where women
Hmm.
want what other women have, not
Yes,
just the man.
yes,
But they want that lifestyle. They want that husband
right,
just coming home. They want the
right.
dog outside walking. They want that, but they can't build themselves up to that. So they want to be able to just jump into something, destroy it, and then come in it while it's already established. It makes sense,
that go
Yeah,
back to
it
looking
does.
and all the wrong places.
you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
And
And
that house will totally crumble.
It
yeah,
will. It will.
yeah. And see, a lot of people don't look at what goes around comes around. They don't look at that karma gonna come back and get you. My thing is that, I would say to the ones that was in a situation or are in a situation to stop, pray, and repent and ask God for forgiveness. Because see,
Yes,
you can get in a good marriage and it can happen and you don't want that to happen to you. So what
not
you
at all.
want to somebody else, you don't want, just think about it. Do you want somebody to do that to you?
Yeah,
Do you want
not
somebody
at
to
all.
do that to you? And then some women will sleep with married men and think the man gonna leave their wife for you. Honey, you gotta look at, I don't know what that noise coming from. I don't know what that noise. Oh, maybe my phone. People just don't know that that man is not gonna leave his wife and his family for you.
Yes.
You will fight. You will fight for your relationship. She said she had to. I had to pray my way out of that lifestyle. Amen. But you're not the only one, sis. A lot of people gotta pray their way out the situation
Yeah,
and ask God for forgiveness. When you repent, you mean it. You mean it. But it's some women. It's a woman got her own social media page that she don't mind being a mistress. She don't mind being a mistress. She said she get what she want from the guy and send him back on to his wife, and when he get paid again, he come back to her. Some women out here is okay with it.
They enjoy that. They're okay with it, but the thing about it is, in my opinion, they just love the material thing. They don't love themselves. They don't love him. They just love about what he can do. And
Right.
I do want to commend all of the women that come forward and you know, ask God for forgiveness because we all fall short. And just being an open book and not worrying about what people will say and how they would judge you. Because one of the things I know that we all did things that we're not happy with, and God wouldn't be
Right.
pleased with us about, you know. So those are the ones that still hiding behind the curtains, that have all these dark secrets and things, that have not asked God for forgiveness, and they're dealing with so many illnesses, sicknesses. But the thing that makes them happy is the material things. But they're dealing with all these elements and illness and things like that, and they're suffering inside in silence because they're not coming forth. So they're suffering in silence, you know,
Right.
and they think these idols, these things gonna make them happy, but they're still laying there suffering and crying. You know, even when the guy goes to work, they're at home crying. They may call their girlfriend and say, "Girl, I'm just so unhappy. You know, he got me a car. I'm just unhappy. I'm so depressed, and you know, and all kind of things. And I've been going to the doctor, and just a lot of things going on." And she don't understand that her body deteriorating inside out. You know,
Yeah.
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 Okay, I know we can keep on going with this show, but what we're gonna do is end it on Facebook, run over to TikTok, and we're going to your page, right, Bob? We're going.
Did we
Uh-huh.
do your page last week?
I think it was my page last.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're going to Barbara. If y'all on TikTok, we're about to take the show over on TikTok and collaborate and take the show over there. I'm gonna read the comments and then we're going to end the show and run over to
Thank
TikTok.
you. Thank y'all for
Uh,
coming in.
Wait a minute, let me read it. She said thanks because I've seen that happen to a lot of family members and close friends.
you gotta fix it.
Prayer changes things.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, and amen, amen, and amen. We appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Yes, we do.
We want you to know that we
Thank
love
you.
you all. We appreciate you all. And we're going to do a part two on this, and we're going to be better with our technology. And we're going to ask Mr. Chosen to come back, Coach Chosen, to come back. He's a certified coach. And I'm a life coach as well, but we're going to have the relationship coach to come back and talk to all of us. And we love y'all. Do you have anything to say, Barbara, before we go?
Yes.
No, just thank you for coming in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. Like I said, we are a safe place to heal, and we're here 2 days a week, not as professionals, but as people who have gone through life, who have come through by the grace of God. So come on over to TikTok. I'm at BAMOS52, BAMOSS 52, and let's chat there.
Yes,
Amen.
and y'all can find me on TikTok, Lawana Kelly, and y'all can find Chosen One Chosen, just as his name, Chosen number one Chosen on TikTok. And follow us for more. Like and comment on this post, and we'll chat back and see if we need to comment on anything. We love you all. Good night.
Good night.